Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war. We are at war with the feminists. Not the feminists, though, of the olden days who believed in equality. Not the ones that pushed for their right to vote. Not the ones who pushed for being included in the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The feminists of today, who institutionalize sexism in the classrooms, who institutionalize sexism in society, and double standards for all to follow. We must not tolerate sexism by these organizations like the National Organization for Women and the Feminist Majority. These organizations must be stopped at all costs. If the National Rifle Association is the lobbying group for gun rights, the NWO and the Feminist Majority are for women's rights, who's standing up for the men? What organization is out there to stand up for the men? There aren't any. And men's rights get taken away every single day as we sit by the Violence Against Women's Act, re-signed by Joe Biden and hailed by the National Organization for Women as a success at its 15th year anniversary. An act that only looks out for the welfare of women, even though 37% of the men are victims of domestic violence. It accounts for none of them. They praise Eve Ensler. They also praise Valerie Solanas, both of which are authors. They are both authors of books that perpetuate disgusting things, not about humanity, but about the feminist ideals. Valerie Solanas wrote the Scum Manifesto, the Society for Cutting Up Men. She said, it wasn't to be taken seriously. But when her play was not seriously considered by Andy Warhol, she decided to shoot him in revenge. She tried to kill him for not going along with it. She was later hailed as a feminist icon. And ever since then, her work's been studied through women's studies programs and being taken care. She's been taken seriously by feminist academics. This must not be tolerated. The Title IV defunding, the separate but equal funding for men and women in schooling programs. What does this sound like to you? Plessy versus Ferguson? Brown versus the Board of Education overruled this separate but equal notion a long time ago when it comes to race. But today, it's been brought back by Title IV education amendments. Is it time we should get rid of this? Then we should be against feminism. We should fight against these organizations. This notion of the patriarchy perpetuates myths that the wage gap proves that sexism exists. This idea of patriarchy gets women to go in mass and have prayer days against domestic violence or picket against rape. These are institutionalizing preconceived notions about men, that men don't know any better, or that the only victims of domestic violence are women. This must stop. This must be put to an end. This perpetuation of care ethics only happens because of their preconceived notions of patriarchal rule. The idea that men are in charge, therefore, they have a different ethical value system and aren't as accurate as, well, care ethics can make them. Men and women value different things, therefore, our ethical systems also must be different. Does a perpetuation of a serial killer make care ethics a valid point? The fact that a mere accusation from a woman that she's been sexually assaulted or raped gives her justification to murder? Is that what care ethics is supposed to teach you? I offer a challenge to everybody who is against these people, who do not believe in freedom, who do not believe in democracy. I put the challenge out to you that the highest value we can achieve is humanism, egalitarianism, not feminism. Feminism, by its very definition, is flawed. It's to perpetuate that females deserve a certain kind of equality. If feminists truly believe in equality, why is there a need for equality feminists? Of course they don't believe in equality. Let's fight against that disenfranchisement today. And let's fight against the sexism now, united. I hope America comes to my side.